Okay, so we are live now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Eden Markets YouTube channel. Thank you to each one of you for joining in. We've already had a couple of past sessions with few of our experts, and I am glad that you all are liking it so much. Today, we have Dinesh ji with us, and we are so glad to have you on our platform, sir. Welcome to Eden Markets YouTube channel.
Hi, Shruti. Thank you for having me over today, and hello everyone out there.
Okay, so today we'll be talking about how to tap a high success ratio using harmonics trading patterns, right, sir?
Right, right,
Okay,
yeah,
so before we go ahead, I just want to let everyone know that these conversations and discussions are only for educational purpose. We do not
absolutely.
need, we are not going to name any particular stock or we are not recommending anything. So these are only for conceptual understanding.
Right.
Okay, so with that thought, sir, let us start with the session today. And in case anybody has their questions, you are most welcome to put it in the comment box, please. Okay, so would you like to share your screen now?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, sure. We have more people joining in today. Yes, okay. So screen is
Yeah,
shared. I would also like to know if our viewers are able to see the screen. Is the screen visible? If I can just get a yes in the comment box quickly. Is the screen visible to everyone? Perfect. Perfect. Superb. Yes, the screen is visible, sir. We can go ahead.
yeah. So, let's talk about current market scenario. So, we've had quite a bit of a volatile market. If you go to see, uh, first we had the full sharp move down, not sharp, a very dull, lopsided move down full month of August, where if you were trying to, except for a particular day or two, if you were in the down move, your option buyings were giving you some profit, the puts. Otherwise it was just one day, then 2 3 days sideways, then one more day, like that. And large caps particularly were where sector rotations were happening, a lot of ups and downs were happening, but it was not a trending scenario in August. And primarily reason for that was that we had a fantastic rally in from April all the way to July, which was phenomenal. Across the sectors, everything participated. And in August, when that small decline occurred, small caps continued to do well. They were just outperforming left, right, and center. And then we had this crazy kind of first 10 days of move in September, which was, when you have a compressed market scenario, the burst out is normally is very strong, and which is what happened. But post that, for the last 2 weeks or more, we've seen an equally sharp decline in the market, which has led to uh, almost a 78%, more than a 78% retracement of this entire rally out here. Okay, let me go there. Yeah, 89% of that rally has been uh, totally taken out in this fall. But markets are never one way. They keep doing pullbacks, so corrections become healthy, become areas where we get opportunities to enter the market from a long perspective also, and trading also we get swings. So right now my reading is that I'm going to take this first as a bounce, not as a clear reversal signal that the bottom is done and now we can rally all the way up. Because the fall structure, what it has done, it has damaged a lot of other sector indices and other sector large cap stocks, which might take some more time to recover. But coming to immediate scenario, yesterday there was a dragonfly doji in the Nifty, and today, because of the Thursday gap down, sorry, Wednesday gap down, and today Thursday's gap up, we have a abandoned baby bottom, or some people like to call it a bullish island reversal formation, which is a bullish three candles signal which has taken place. So as long as now we hold this 300 level, pullbacks will will happen here and there. As long as this levels, ideally 19,450 should hold, because here we can see some candle formations, and that even if the test comes down to 450, these levels should help market recover to an extent of 700 and more, 700 more. And then this gap area which is here between 19,880 and 19,850, this area could be covered back, recovered back. The factor which is now what is important is, like, first we are going to look at it first as a bounce, not as a reversal. The important factor is, will it be a super fast move because the fall was quite steep with gap downs, or will it be a lethargic recovery for the rest of the October settlement? That's the only question we are looking at in mind, that how it's going to happen ahead. And if I go to the hourly, in the hourly, we can see areas when the fall occurred, there was periods of distribution, then fall. You can see distribution, fall, distribution, recovery. So that's the only dilemma we have. As a Because now bulk of the business in the market is being done by traders through the option route, not through futures in the index. So will we get a very fast move, or will we get a slow and steady move going ahead, is the only question right now, because a bounce looks quite possible, like I said. Number one. Number two, tomorrow is the RBI policy. Now, a lot of people are saying that no, there will not be any rate hikes at all. So that part,
Right.
yes, we are going to look at it from that angle. But will it?
Hmm.
What will the commentary be? Is what we want to see. So probably after the RBI statement, we could see some kind of a move, which I am more biasly inclined towards the up bounce back, and
Okay.
looking at each level at a time. Yeah, Shruti. Yeah, that's how I'm looking at the
Right.
index right now. Yeah,
Absolutely, absolutely. So there's this. I think there's someone who wants to share something. Gunjan wants to share something with you. So she's like,
yeah,
sometimes an expiry day, we find a bullish or a bearish harmonic pattern being created around
yeah.
11 or 12 in the morning. But
Right.
it gets stuck after that in that zone, and the price decays very fast on the expiry and then there's a loss.
In the option
So
charts. Is she
yeah,
referring?
so
Yeah, yeah.
I
So
think it's about the options.
yeah, yeah. So one should, especially on an expiry day, don't try to run harmonic patterns, or for that matter, Elliott wave, or those kinds of projections. They don't depend primarily on them on the expiry day, because you have a theta decay factor running against
Hmm.
you. And more importantly, look at the spot chart. Supposing you are looking, say, at a 15-minute, or I don't know which time frame Gunjan is seeing this, but if she's supposing seeing a pattern in the option chart, say at the money option, likely, and at the money, or
Hmm.
just out of the money option, if you can see the same thing in the spot chart, it will be better. So
Right.
always go with the spot chart for the pattern formation, especially on a expiry day. Yeah,
Okay. So Gunjan, can you quickly mention the time frame that you are actually seeing? We may help you out more on this. Okay, going forward. Okay, so Dinesh, can we come to the concept now? If we can get a briefing about
yeah,
the concept of
yeah.
harmonics. Yeah.
So see, harmonic patterns are de- found in nature. The structure of, see, it has two parts of it. The first part is the pattern formation, and the second part are the ratios. The pattern formations are purely based out of, you can see, say, the Elliott wave theory or pattern structures or whatever. And the ratio charts are primarily from two people. One is Fibonacci, and the other is WD Gann. Now, the good part about harmonics is that we don't have to study all the subjects to come and understand harmonic patterns. It's concise, and it's a byproduct of these. What we need to do in harmonic patterns is just follow the structure, number one. Number two is the ratio matching. It's not just drawing a pattern out and making it. Now these the Fibonacci ratio, you'll be surprised. Like, everybody, because the Western world calls it a Leonardo del Pasa discovery, but you'll be surprised to
Hmm.
know that the mention of Fibonacci, the ratios, is there in Indian Vedic math all the way from 600 AD and then 1000 AD and 1200 AD. So it's always been there, a part of ancient Vedic maths, and it continues, and
Right.
it's always found in planetary formations, in a flower, in the veins of a leaf. So it's natural processing, and because markets don't move one direction, they run up, they do a pullback, they again move, they again do deeper pullbacks. So harmonic patterns catches these structures with the ratio matching. Now the USP of harmonics is that because it is not an indicator based study, indicator based studies depend on the number you are plotting, and according
Hmm.
to that you get a buy sell signal. Harmonics does not depend on all that. It is purely based on a structure which has formed, ratio matching, and it gives you a reversal signal. Okay, that's the first part about harmonics. That's why it's called harmonic trading patterns, reversal patterns. Okay, so
Right.
for example, and all these are, well, I have been speaking about this in social media. I'm not just showing you here just like that. 3 weeks back, I had warned of the mid cap Nifty Select in social media that this is a what do you call, a bearish harmonic pattern in the weekly. Now, at that stage, no indicator based study will give you a sell signal. Some of them might show you signs of tiredness, some will show you more aggression. But harmonics gives us that early warning. I look at the study not just as a reversal trade setup out here, like this one is a deep crab. I look at it first from an angle that no, I am not going to now be a part of this uptrend. First, I will step
Okay.
out of that, so I save money, right? I don't want to get trapped at the extreme end, whether it is bullish or bearish accordingly. And then I start looking for reversal trade opportunities based on the time frame I spot it in and move ahead. So there are several patterns. So similarly, uh, like look at Apollo tires on my screen. This is the monthly one. So
Hmm.
obviously I'm not going to trade this one in derivatives, but a stock where nobody wanted to talk bearishness, where everyone said the auto ancillaries are going to do superbly well, and whatnot was said, but the alarm bells came from the harmonic patterns. So now other indicator-based studies come into the foreplay that yes,
Hmm.
this is a bearish scenario. Like this, another very recent one. Before I go to the next part of it, is this one. It's just started to decline, right? It's been a
Right.
rank out performer, IDFC First Bank. But the monthly has given me an alarm bell that don't get into it now. Not worth it. So this is how, तो my first duty is भाई इसको और ट्रेड नहीं करना है, लॉन्ग साइड में थोड़ा सा प्रॉफिट बुकिंग का अलर्ट सेट करूंगा, और जब अच्छा रिवर्सल सिग्नल देगा तब इसे शॉर्ट करूंगा. सो पहले
अच्छा.
कैपिटल सेविंग, फिर
Hmm.
जनरेशन ऑफ इनकम, वैसे देखिए इसको. या श्रुति, गो अहेड.
Okay. Okay, sir. So, can we move forward to few more stocks or charts to understand this
Yeah.
better?
So isme now, like I said, harmonics is primarily about reversal. That is from a extreme correction to an extreme top. Now the first doubt a person's mind will get कि ये तो हर दिन नहीं बनता है. डिपेंडिंग ऑन द टाइम फ्रेम आप देख रहे हो, कभी वो अगर जैसे ये मंथली है, बहुत टाइम में बना, तो जैसे ये वीकली में आरती आरती इंडस्ट्रीज में टाइम ले रहा है, कंसोलिडेट होकर टर्न कर रहा है यहाँ पर. सो ये हमें सिग्नल्स देता है. डिपेंडिंग ऑन द टाइम फ्रेम यू आर सर्चिंग अ पैटर्न फॉर. पैटर्न सेम रहेंगे, रेशियो थ्योरी कंडीशंस रूल सेम रहते हैं, खाली टाइम फ्रेम के हिसाब से आपको नया पैटर्न खोजना पड़ता है, और रिटर्न भी आपका वैसा होता है. बट it's not just reversal patterns in harmonics. There are three particular patterns in harmonics, three studies of the branch of the ones which I cover, around 15 of them, is that they also give us a direction trade. ओके, नॉट जस्ट अ रिवर्सल। जब मार्केट कोई एक स्ट्रक्चर बना देता है जिसमें हम बोल सकते हैं कि यस, ये यहाँ से अब हमें एक अच्छा ट्रेड सेटअप मिलेगा एंड हाउ कैन आई ट्रेड इट। सो उसमें से एक होता है हमारा ड्रैगन पैटर्न, विच आई जस्ट शो यू।
Okay.
इसको हम ड्रैगन पैटर्न बोलते हैं। सो इट इज अ हार्मोनिक पैटर्न आइडेंटिफिकेशन ऑफ डबल बॉटम्स। ओके, तो इन दिस डेली टाइम फ्रेम आप देख सकते हो यहाँ पर लो बना, कुछ दिन बाद वापस यहाँ पर लो बना है। सो अ डबल
Right.
बॉटम काइंड ऑफ स्ट्रक्चर trying to consolidate and then push up. So these kinds of signals we also get in harmonics with projected targets. So
Okay.
once this line broke up, we knew that we had a potential all the way to go to 875 and then 980. Of course, the stock ran much more than that, but we get a solid reversal. And in this entire bull run that we've had, we've got one after the other fantastic dragon setups in our favor. So I'll just show you one more small example.
Sure, sir.
At a time when nobody wanted to touch IT stocks, everyone was saying
Hmm.
IT Nasdaq में ये प्रॉब्लम है, Nasdaq में वो प्रॉब्लम है, सब IT गिर जाएंगे, AI आ गया है, चैट जीपीटी आ गया है, etc. And
Hmm.
US is danger. Look at this double bottom setup in persistent, and look at
Hmm.
the kind of return it has given. Magnum return all the way from 3800 to 5800, just in a year's time, especially at a turmoil time when nobody wanted to touch IT stocks. So like this, there's another one more of the other studies which I'll show you, which is given a phenomenal return, which we call the seahorse. Again, a pattern where we trade towards the direction. We don't trade it
Okay.
against the direction, we traded towards the direction. So इसमें भी वैसा ही सेटअप था, हमने हमने पकड़ा था इसमें।
Okay.
So this was a bullish harmonic setup. So पहला buy signal in this monthly has come at 18. The second one came here up above 79 on this breakout out here for this target of 148. So
Hmm.
a doubler, right? You're buying something at 70
Yes.
for 140. And this particular pattern, CEOS pattern, is and this dragon pattern which I'm talking about is found across all time frames. So even in lower time frame, we tend to catch it for very good returns. Fantastic risk reward setups come out of this. So uh, what जब जैसा ट्रेंड होगा हम वैसे पैटर्न्स खोजते हैं मार्केट में कि अब हमें इसमें से ऐसा टर्न अराउंड मिल सकता है, इसमें वो मिलेगा, and it works beautifully like that for me. I've been trading using harmonic patterns now from 2014. So it's one of
Hmm.
my
Right, sir.
uh, ekdam go-to study. Yeah, go ahead.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So there's this questions on Hang Seng Index and Tech Index. So can we
yeah.
have a view on that?
CNXIT. Okay.
Yes.
So CNXIT hit a wall, this wall and fell down because this was a gap down which had taken place in uh, last year from जहाँ से गिरा था. So normally जो gap theory होता है, it tends to go and pause at a gap and pull back. Now this was a beautiful uh, breakout that we've had out here. Another, like while we are speaking, see, I've already speaking about the dragon pattern. See, double bottom, like a triple bottom out here, right? So this is a breakout which has taken place. Now the breakout is trying to push its way up from here, and this is the zone of breakout. So pullback likely happening out here. Look at it like this: that today's low, or say yesterday's low, is one possible area that हाँ इसका low बन गया है. Max case scenario, I would keep at 30,600, where this breakout did a consolidation. For upside levels in IT for 38,000 and all the way to 44,000. But of course, those won't happen overnight. They will take their own levels because this is a weekly one, not an immediate short term one, but I would look at it from this dragon pattern point of view in hand. Yeah,
So, sir, there's another question on Hang Seng Index, the one which is traded in Hong Kong, and
yeah, yeah. So trying to pull its way down out here,
hmm,
lower highs, lower lows formation. Let's see whether where is the so just beyond the 62% at a 70% uh, ratio right now, and so I would wait for a pullback above 17,560. Okay, you see here is another example of the gap theory. It's just covered a gap out here, and now trying to consolidate. So let it trade above 17,500, then it might see short covering and maybe a resumption of a new uptrend out here in it, like that. Then this would be the next pause, 18,900. But I would wait for at least this 17,500-600 to be covered. Yeah.
okay. So we need to wait for now. Vineet, hope your question is answered here. If anyone else has questions, they can please ask in the comment box too. Okay, so going back to the question of Gunjan, she uses 5 minutes time frame. So her question
Okay.
was with respect to that we were
So,
discussing.
so if you're using it in the index spot chart, no problem. You can continue to do that and work on it accordingly. And but try to use it on the spot chart. Then use the option for your benefit. So let me try to do it in the Nifty
Sure.
with you. So see, ideally, you should look for something in a 15-minute or a 30-minute chart. But yes, we can use it in 5 minutes also. So here in the 5 minutes, supposing I'm trying to spot a pattern formation. Okay, so 63, and I've got to move out here. So yeah. So in case it comes down, so I'll have a Gartley out here. In case it comes, I'm not going to preempt a Gartley. Okay, that's most important. In case it comes down, then out here, I will look for a buy signal turnaround out here, like that. So this is how we should set it up, but not necessarily it will come there because this is a structure which is you don't preempt Gartley trade. You let it form because you could have some other pattern also coming out of it. Just a second. You could also have an ABCD kind of structure. Yeah, it matches with the Gartley out here. So yeah, in
Okay.
case there is a what do you call a dip tomorrow morning, and if this level comes, then you know that there is a Gartley plus an ABCD out here. You can set it up accordingly and take a trade out of it. So first set it up and then trade. And if you are already gone into harmonics and if you've learned the dragon part or the COS part, then you can then do the preempting of a trade going towards a particular target. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, if we have to go for long term, Dinesh ji, so are harmonics pattern going to help us for long term investment as well? And how do we use it on? How do we see the charts from
Absolutely.
that perspective?
So from there, see, it depends on what kind of a trader investor you are. So when I gave you the example of IDFC first, right? This is a
Hmm.
monthly reversal signal it has given. So it's not something which a derivative trader is going to immediately start looking at because in derivative we look for short-term swings, right? So the first signal
Right.
says कि अब से ये स्टॉक को हम राइज में शॉर्ट करने का अपॉर्चुनिटी खोजेंगे या लॉन्ग्स को थोड़ा अवॉइड करेंगे जब तक ये पैटर्न नेगेट नहीं होता है लाइक दैट और जब तक एक सॉलिड सपोर्ट पर नहीं आएगा तब हम करेंगे वैसा, तो वैसे करिए। और ऑफ कोर्स इट गिव्स, सो आई गिव यू अनदर एग्जांपल of how patterns work. So look at Bata. So it had a massive, beating from 2100 all the way down to 1300, and
1300.
look at the turnaround. So I'll give you another bigger one, which is Sipla. Now, since speaking from an
Hmm.
investor's point of view,
Right.
look at this one. Of course, the monthly pattern will require you to have a lot more patience than a trading pattern. So your mindset has
Hmm.
to be very different. Look at this one. This is the COVID low, and it's a Gartley formation, and it's given a phenomenal turnaround from there. So
Right.
of course they work. They work fantastically. The ratio, see, if the structure is correct, if the ratios are correct, then the success ratio of harmonic patterns is more than 75-80%. Of course, there will be patterns which will not work, but the way I do it is I just don't go blindly. Like I said, पहला पहला रूट होगा कि अब इस साइड में हम ट्रेड नहीं मारेंगे जब तक पैटर्न फेल नहीं होता है, और दूसरा होता है चलो आप स्ट्रक्चर सेट करो, जो रिवर्सल सिग्नल दे रहा है हम उसके संग आगे ट्रेड करते हैं अभी स्लोली वन बाय वन एंड वी गो विद द फ्लो लाइक दैट, लाइक दैट,
Oh,
या
right. Right. So we have a couple of questions. So I hope that your question is answered, SK Verma ji. Next is okay. So we had already, I think, explained about the island formation on 30-minute time frame about Nifty earlier, while we were discussing it. I think Lakshmi ji will explain it again in a while we take another question. So if there's a counter direction pattern forming on higher time frame, then which one to follow?
या ऑलवेज द हायर टाइम फ्रेम, ऑलवेज. Always.
Okay.
So
Okay.
like,
All right.
for example, now again, for example, you've had a weekly, say, double bottom dragon bullish setup which is going up, which has already got activated. Okay, it needs an
Right.
activation level. It's happening, but in the lower time frame, say the dragon was spotted in the daily time frame, but in a 15-minute time frame, you see bearish structures taking place. So use
Right.
those lower time frames for opportunities to enter instead of trying to
Okay.
trade the counter trend of a bigger move. ट्रेड द यूज दोज, उसका अगर सेटअप में अगर रिएक्शन आएगा, पहला तो वो रिएक्शन म्यूटेड रहेगा या एक फ्लैश की तरह आके वापस ऊपर चला जाएगा, तो उसको वैसे
Right.
यूज करिए एकदम. या
ओके. परफेक्ट. सो सर एक बार फिर से वो एक आइलैंड जो फॉर्म हुआ था
निफ्टी,
अपने 30 मिनट
निफ्टी,
निफ्टी की मैं बात किए थे. हाँ,
राइट,
वील
राइट,
जस्ट कंक्लूड विद दैट वन सो दैट
या,
एवरीबॉडी इज ऑन द सेम पेज.
या. सो आइलैंड रिवर्सल और अबैंडन्ड बेबी बॉटम जिसको हम बोलते हैं, इट हैपेंस व्हेन यू हैव अ गैप डाउन. Okay, so we had a gap down on Thursday. Wednesday's low is higher than Thursday's high. Wednesday low is 19,479. Thursday's high is 19,457. There is a 22-point difference between both of them. Yeah, yesterday, day before. And today, we had a gap up. Okay, so this gap up is again given a gap out here because today's low is 487, 19,487, which is again 20 points, 30 points gap between both the sides. So in this particular area out here, there is no trade. Okay, so just imagine the map of India and imagine Sri Lanka down here. So that's an island,
Right.
right? That's an
Hmm.
island. Or you
Yeah. Yes.
imagine Andaman Nicobar surrounded by water,
Hmm.
island. So this is an island, and we have a reversal. So there is no volume, no tick, no trade in this zone. And when a bullish island reversal takes place after a correction, it's considered a good reversal signal. In this case, it's since a single candle turnaround, three candle
Hmm.
formation, we call it abandoned baby bottom. Okay, so it's a bullish signal in the sense, and also even if we don't look at it from abandoned baby, it gets covered. This is a dragonfly doji formation again formed
Right.
after a correction, which is again a bullish signal.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. Exactly. Okay, so we are almost near to completing our session. We'll
Yeah.
just take one or two questions more, Dinesh ji,
Yeah.
and then we will be good to conclude. Okay, so Asif ji has this question that sometimes it's confusing to point B or C due to multiple bottoms or tops. So should we see only the ratios to select those points?
The high in the case of a top, the lows in case of a bottom, not the close and the open. Always the highs. So you can't. Harmonic patterns considers the wick of the candle also. So you cannot ignore that, because if you start ignoring the highs and lows, you might what do you call have an incorrect ratio setup. You can't do that. And the other thing is that if anyone is wants to do harmonic patterns or is practicing, please practice it in spot charts, not in future charts, because a future chart has a premium factor, of underlying premium to discount factor. As the settlement comes to a close, the premium vanishes, so your ratios get altered very badly. So stick to spot, gives you a very high level of accuracy. Yeah.
Right. Perfect. Perfect. So I hope all the questions are answered. In case you still have any questions, please do post your questions after the session gets over. You will get the comment box and you can post your questions there. Dinesh ji is associated with us for quite a long time. We have our iranmarkets.com website where we have a lot of content around harmonic trade patterns. So there you can connect with us also. So thank you, sir. Thank you so much for
Thank,
joining in.
thank you
Thank
for
you to
having me
each one
over.
of you for joining.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.